Greetings. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to your channel, Financial Sense TV, where we discuss all things financial, all things business, all things investment. I want to thank everyone that's subscribed so far, that's come on board this movement, if you like, for lack of a better word. Thank you so much for all the warm feedback and positive and constructive criticism that I've received so far. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very, very, very much because you know what? No man's an island. No one has all the answers. And truthfully speaking, without everyone's participation, there really wouldn't be a channel. So thank you very much. Thank you so much for every person that said, hey, you know what, try this angle. Hey, you know what, do this thing. It makes everything, it makes the effort that much better. Okay, so one thing I want to emphasize going forward is that none of my videos constitute financial advice. All right, if financial advice is sought on any topic that may or may not become subject matter covered by this channel, trained and qualified professional needs to be consulted. With that said, I want to kick off our session today by sharing with you this message that I have titled Get Rich or Die Trying. No, not the 50 Cent album, and definitely not the movie. This message I want to share with you is based on an article I published 2 weeks ago on my LinkedIn. If you're not following me on my LinkedIn, get onto LinkedIn, look for Lawrence I. Sithole, and send me a connection request or follow. You'll see it. It's there in my library of articles. That article is titled Why You Should Be Rich. Okay? Because truthfully, it's not fun to be poor. All right? Poverty limits, whereas wealth, money and wealth equips you to enjoy more options, to enjoy a better quality and standard of life. So get rich by all means. Make every effort to optimize your financial position as a person, as an individual, as a business, name it. It's better to have more money than to have less. The problems of having more money, I believe you me, are much more enjoyable than the problems of having little or no money. I speak from experience, okay, because I was not born with a silver spoon. I probably had a shiny plastic one, but it was not a silver spoon. All right. So to get ourselves to the point where we have an optimal financial position, where we are at a stage where we don't have any need, where we are not in lack, is an absolute must. It's an absolute necessity. All right? And I'll refer to a very wise person, someone I have great respect for. I sat down with this gentleman and he said to me, listen, money doesn't always come from a job. And with that, I want you to know the very first point of our conversation today is for you to absolutely understand that job security is an illusion. I'll let that sink in for a bit. Job security is definitely an illusion. It doesn't exist. There's no job that is secure. Doesn't matter what job it is. You could be an executive today, wherever, but your job is not secure. You could be in a job today and out tomorrow. Job security is not anything that you can bank on. It's not something that you can take to the bank in cash. All right. I know people who worked cushy jobs, and that was all they had. And when things went south, they went south. All right? A job or jobs are normally the first casualties whenever there's any kind of economic turmoil. Whenever the economy sneezes, the first things that react badly are jobs. You will hear of job losses. And sometimes the economy doesn't even have to sneeze. Just changes. changes in the business environment, anything, name it, technological changes can make certain jobs redundant. Remember the librarians? Those guys that sat in these wonderful, big, massive buildings with shelves and books on them. Imagine what happened to them with the advent of the internet. What then happened? Nowadays, your computer is your library. It made all of them redundant. It made them all unnecessary. Imagine that. Right now, we have the fourth industrial revolution. It's taken off. Supercomputing, artificial intelligence. It means now a computer can do what a human being can do. Better than what a human being can do. Just think about what that means for jobs. It means you are not indispensable. And it means the salary is at risk. And it also means that if your salary is all that you're dependent on, ooh, you better become like me, a person of faith and prayer. And pray to God that nothing ever happens if that's all you have and that's all you're reliant on. Alright? The other thing, why you need to get rich, why you need to get into a place where financially you are strong, is because the economies can go really bad. And having a defense, a financial defense system can mean the difference between poverty, absolute ruin, and safety. If you're like me and you live in Zimbabwe, we have PhDs in economics, all of us. I don't care how educated you are or not. If you're in Zimbabwe, you understand economics far better than any other person, generally. Alright? Because we've seen it. We've seen hyperinflation twice. Twice. In less than a generation. In the space of less than 20 years, we've seen it. Alright? And all the people who were dependent on work, on formal jobs and all of that stuff, got wiped out. Had their savings wiped out. Get savvy. Get savvy. Know the financial landscape. Know how money works. Alright? I had a conversation the other day with one of my friends on this chat group that we're on, and he was heartbroken and dismayed that one of his relatives, after spending decades in the workforce, got 60,000 Zimbabwe dollars as pension. 60,000. That's less than 500 US dollars. And that is all they're supposed to live on from now until the day they die. That's the reality we're living in now. And just so you know, statistically, it's been proven, we're living a lot longer. We're living a lot longer. The life expectation or lifespan used to be in the 60s. It's now in the 90s. So that means when you live longer, if you are financially vulnerable, the more likely you are to be dependent on a pension. The more susceptible or vulnerable you will be to economic swings or wild swings in the economy. So you've got to wise up. You've got to do things with your money that leave you nicely protected. Get rich or die trying. Yes. Get rich. Get rich. There's no other way around it. Develop an investment portfolio. Start now. Your future self will thank you for it. It's important that you do. Us people of color are familiar. We coined the phrase black tax. Your children are not a retirement plan. Heck, they might even be in trouble with finding employment in the first place, meaning that you might need to take care of them longer than when they become adults. How will you do that if you are financially vulnerable? You cannot do that from a position of poverty. It's impossible. You cannot. You've got to do well.